I was never afraid of the labor. I love work. I have moved around for 5-6 years. The last decision I made was to apply for a position in laundry, thinking that I finally got a full-time position, that I was able to have a Monday to Friday job, and in a couple of years I've made my decision that I took my pension out. I was going to stay until I was ready to retire, and that was when I was 60. At the age of 65, I was going to retire. When I first came over to the laundry services, I didn't realize how much pride that these people took in delivering their product. These guys took pride in cleanliness, in the job they did. They took a lot of pride. It was you could see that the whole group cared about that. And when they had a flood 10 years ago out here, these people worked extra hours to make sure that the deliveries were there. If a sheet wasn't folded right, I was told, yeah, this is the way you do it. This is what you do. As a family, we delivered quality. We made sure that these people were happy. We made sure that the deliveries were there. If it wasn't, we made double sure that our truck drivers or whatever would make it to that facility. We delivered clean product. If there was a basket that was half not decent, then we would ship it all back to the washers. It was chaos. I was not allowed to keep my full-time position. They gave me a slip of paper and said, here, this is what you are entitled to. This is where you are allowed to go to. When we were shipped over, we were dispersed, about 20 of us to St. Paul's and about 6 of us to RUH. When I went back there as casual, I had to learn how to push and unload and load trucks, 500-pound carts. We had to learn how to do SPD. I learned how to do the lift, to move the crates around. Then to keep my hours, I learned to clean over there. I took on the position as cleaner. So I was working basically 40 hours a week as a casual, from a full-time to a part-time to a casual. You could rely on me every day. It disrupted my paychecks, it disrupted my lifestyle, it disrupted how I was going to do things, my planning of my future. It's affected me mentally and physically. There are times when I am down. I am not happy. I have had to have some weeks, some paychecks that I did not pay my bills. I was late on paying them. I've taken on another job. I work for minimum wage at another outside job. I depend on other items like renting my basement out to my kids now, and I struggle as a widower. From the time that I stepped out of the building, after they told us we were closed, to the warehouse, the deliveries, when they got over to the warehouse, the deliveries were very unstable. They started getting shoddy. We couldn't depend on some of the trucks because of weather, because of truck delays. When they actually started washing, and the quality of the product was very shoddy. The pride that was still in the family came over to the warehouse. These people would take all the dirty linen, all the unfit items. We would have hair in some items. We would find blood on some stuff. We would find all kinds of items. We're not shipping this. We are not delivering this. And what we had to ship on the carts had to be very precise. I am very upset about them privatizing, especially with laundry, with the facility. They should have kept the laundry here. The privatizing in itself is making the rich richer, and us middle class has lowered our standards. I do not believe that is a good way of doing things. They are. They're getting richer. Gabriel is getting richer. We are getting poorer. They can afford to go on a trip. I am lucky if I can go across the street. I can barely make it on $17 an hour. Even now, with this, I took on a minimum wage job. I would never make it. I would never make it. I'd have to take on another job if I was out there to afford anything. My plan was to retire. Now I cannot do that.